Okay, let's unpack this. We all carry these incredibly powerful supercomputers around in our pockets, our smartphones.
Right.
But the tech inside, it's getting more and more standardized. So the only place left for, true individuality is the case we put on it.
Exactly.
And today we're diving deep into what the industry sees as one of the fastest growing sectors in the whole mobile accessory market: personalized phone cases.
It's a fascinating trend, really. It speaks to something deeper, a human need. Our phones are extensions of us now, and just protecting them isn't enough anymore.
No, not at all.
Customers demand differentiation. They want their phone case to show their personality, their memories, their
Yeah.
brand.
And we're not just talking about picking a nice color or a pattern. This is highly specific stuff. The demand data we looked at, it shows these massive spikes for cases with personal photos.
Oh, yeah. Pictures of kids, pets.
Exactly. And also for specialized, high-end 3D phone cases. This isn't a flash in the pan either. Companies are already planning for things like personalized cases for the iPhone 17 Pro.
Which tells you they see this as a permanent fixture of the market.
Right.
And that intense demand for both quality and that personal touch, that really sets our mission for today. We need to understand the one technology that lets this all happen.
The thing that takes it beyond just cheap prints.
Precisely. We're talking about premium, permanent quality. And that technology is sublimation. We're going to explore how it makes personalization high quality, incredibly fast, and crucially, very profitable for businesses.
Okay, so let's start there. Because for most of us, when you hear custom printing on plastic, you immediately think of, like, a sticker.
Yeah, something that will peel.
Right, or a cheap screen print that scratches off in a few weeks.
Uh-huh.
Sublimation promises to fix that. So let's get into the science. What actually is sublimation, and why is it absolutely not a sticker?
Sublimation is fundamentally a material science trick. It's a graphic application method that relies on a specific phase change to embed dye permanently into a material.
A phase change.
Yes. It needs special sublimation inks and a very precise application of high heat. We're talking generally around 120 degrees Celsius.
That 120 degrees Celsius, that sounds like the magic number. So what's the actual reaction happening at that exact temperature?
That's the aha moment. So you know how most things go from solid to liquid to gas?
Right.
Sublimation skips the liquid phase completely. The dye, which is a solid on the special transfer paper, hits that high temperature and turns directly into a gas, a vapor.
So it avoids all the messiness of melting.
Exactly. And once that dye is a gas, it immediately penetrates the polymer coating on the phone case.
Ah, so the case itself has to be special.
It does. The coating on the case under that heat, sort of, it opens up its molecular structure. It allows the gas to flow right in. Then as it cools, the structure seals back up, trapping the dye permanently inside the material.
Okay, so if I'm picturing this right, the image isn't sitting on top of the case like paint. It's actually become part of the plastic itself.
You've got it. That's it. That penetration is why you get such superior results. You mentioned the sticker effect.
Yeah, that peeling, cracking layer.
Right. Well, because the dye is molecularly bonded and sealed within the material, that problem just doesn't exist.
That is a huge competitive advantage, especially when you think about what people expect from a premium product. What does that look like visually?
Visually, it's stunning. You get incredible high resolution, exceptional color depth and saturation. These sublimation inks are so vibrant and they resist UV fading, so the photo reproduction is just, it's ideal.
And that's why it's the standard now.
It's why it's become the standard for retail, for premium gadgets, and for high-stakes advertising products.
Let's connect that to the business side for a second.
Mhm.
If a big company orders, say, 1,000 phone cases with their logo,
Mm-hmm.
the worst thing that could happen is that logo flaking off. Makes their brand look cheap.
Absolutely. It's a reputational risk. And for those corporate clients, repeatability and quality control are completely non-negotiable. Sublimation offers both.
So you can get the exact same vibrant, durable result on the first case and the 1,000th.
Batch after batch. That reliability is what lets these businesses command a premium price.
Okay, so we've got the science. Let's make it practical. This sounds intricate, but the data says it's actually very efficient, very fast. Walk us through the production line. How do you make one?
The workflow is really designed for speed. It breaks down into 4 main stages.
All right, lay them out for us.
Stage 1 is simple. It's the preparation of the graphic design.
Just getting the image ready.
Yep. Stage 2 is critical. You print a mirror image onto special sublimation paper.
A mirror image. Why?
Because when you transfer the design, it flips. So you need the mirror image to make sure the final text and orientation on the case are correct. If you skip that, everything's backward.
Ah, okay, that makes perfect sense. What's stage 3?
Stage 3 is the physical prep. You place the case and the paper into a specialized mold, or a jig. This is absolutely necessary.
Why the mold?
It holds everything in perfect contact and alignment during the heating. Any movement, any instability, and you get blurring or ghosting on the final print.
And the final step, the magic part.
The final stage is the heat transfer itself. You put the mold with the case into the 3D sublimation machine, and that's where the graphic is transferred using high heat and often vacuum pressure,
Activating that 120 degrees C phase change.
and permanently driving the ink into the coating. The whole cycle, from design to finished product, is remarkably quick.
That speed is key for business, but let's circle back to durability, because that's what a customer is really paying for. How does this whole process ensure it lasts?
Well, think about what a phone case goes through every day.
Oh, everything. Pockets, bags, dropping it.
Constant friction, extreme temperatures in a car, moisture, scratches from keys. Sublimated prints are hyper-resistant to all of it.
So it's not just a surface level thing, it's an internal strength.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the dye is chemically locked inside the material, the graphic just cannot chip away or peel off. It is part of the case's structure.
And it doesn't fade.
It doesn't fade because the quality of the inks and that polymer bond resist environmental breakdown. This is what defines a lasting product, and that's vital for, both the individual who treasures their photo and the brand that needs its logo looking fresh a year later.
That durability answers the consumer's biggest fear. But to do this at scale and to handle complex shapes, the curved edges and huge camera bumps on modern phones, you can't be using simple equipment.
Absolutely not. When you get into 3D printing, the technology takes a big leap. First, the base material is critical.
The blank case itself.
Right. It has to have that specialized polymer coating that's designed to accept the gaseous dye. You can't just sublimate onto any old plastic.
And we've seen a bunch of different types of these special cases, right?
Yes, there are blanks for all the flagship phones.
Yeah.
You have soft sublimation cases, rugged dual-layer ones. Some even have MagSafe compatibility built right in.
So the quality of the raw material is just as important as the process.
Just as important. Now let's talk about the machine that makes the 3D part possible.
The professional gear.
We need to talk about the 4Cell X9. This is an advanced professional 3D sublimation machine. It's a quantum leap past a basic heat press or even standard UV printing.
What does it do that they can't? How does it handle those tricky curves?
The X9 uses a combination of heat and vacuum pressure inside a closed chamber. This lets it wrap the printed film, that mirror image we talked about, tightly around every single contour of the case. The real advantage is full graphic coverage.
So it's not just printing on the flat back.
No, it gets the sides, the rounded edges, and the area around the camera lens, all seamlessly.
Wow.
Critically, it prints the camera island smoothly. That comprehensive coverage is what makes the final product look like it came from the factory, not like an afterthought. The image just integrates perfectly with the shape.
And to keep that precision, especially under heat and vacuum, you need stability. Which brings us back to those molds you mentioned.
The molds, or formi, are non-negotiable for this. They look simple, but they are crucial for precision and stability. They hold the case perfectly still during that high-pressure heating process.
No shifting, no distortion.
None. And if you're doing a huge wholesale order, that mold guarantees that the image is in the exact same spot on case number 1 and case number 1000.
It's all about repeatability.
Exactly. You need specific forms for single-layer, dual-layer 3D cases because the machine is applying force based on the exact dimensions of that mold. It's a combination of the special case, the controlled heat, and the precision mold that turns this from a novelty into a high-quality professional product.
Okay, so we have a booming market, a superior technology, and professional gear like the X9 that makes it scalable.
Right.
So let's talk money. Why is sublimation such an attractive, profitable business right now?
The source material is very direct on this.
Yeah.
It's identified as one of the most profitable segments in the entire mobile accessory industry. The economics just work. You have a relatively low cost for the blank cases and the ink, but the perceived value of a unique, permanent, high-quality product allows for a really significant markup.
High quality equals high margins. But the flexibility of the business model is also a big part of it, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The technology is totally dual purpose. An entrepreneur can switch seamlessly between making a single, super customized case for one person.
Like through a website where you upload a photo.
Exactly. And then the next day, fulfill a massive order for 5,000 corporate promotional gadgets.
And the barrier to entry. I mean, it requires investment in the X9 and the molds, but it's pretty low considering the potential return.
Correct. A startup kit, the machine, the forms, a stock of blank cases. It instantly sets up a business with huge sales potential. You can hit the individual consumer market and the corporate B2B market at the same time. That diversification is a massive strength.
And speaking of the individual consumer, let's go back to that emotional value. That positions these cases perfectly for the gift market.
They have incredibly high emotional value. Giving a case with a shared memory or a kid's drawing on it, it's so much more meaningful than a generic gift. The sources specifically call out peak gift-giving seasons.
Like Christmas, birthdays.
St. Nicholas Day, Christmas, which in some regions is called Gwiazda, birthdays, anniversaries. These are all highly emotive sales opportunities.
And this is where the speed of sublimation becomes a secret weapon during the holiday rush.
It's a huge logistical advantage. You can offer immediate order fulfillment. If a customer needs a unique, meaningful gift at the last minute, the ability to design, print, and finish a permanent high-quality product in under an hour is transformative.
You capture all those last-minute sales.
You capture sales that competitors using slower, outsourced, or less durable methods just can't touch during those critical retail moments.
This deep dive has been incredibly clarifying. We started by confirming this explosive market demand for personalizing our tech.
Driven by a real desire for self-expression.
Right, through things like personal photos and these complex 3D designs. And we established that sublimation is the answer for quality and durability.
It's a precise scientific process. Special inks turns to gas at 120 degrees C, bonds permanently with the case, and eliminates all the problems of surface prints. It's just tough.
And we learned that this whole sophisticated process is scalable thanks to professional gear like the WHOLESALE X9, which uses vacuum and molds to print seamlessly on complex 3D shapes.
Which makes the whole segment highly profitable and really flexible for entrepreneurs.
Right.
You know, what's fascinating to me here is how the technology is driving a shift in what consumers prioritize.
How so?
Well, given the huge emotional value people place on a case with, say, a treasured photo, how does this need for immediate, high-quality personalization change how businesses have to think about retail and gifting? Here's something for you to chew on until our next deep dive. Is the emotional customization experience now actually more valuable to the consumer than the core product protection itself?